Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this ultimate Trader Joe's charcuterie board. I found some super delicious new items at Trader Joe's that I've never had before, so let's get right into the video so I can show you guys how I created this beautiful board. To start off, I'm going to be going in with the cheeses. I started off with Gruyère. I cut about 1/4 of the bottom of the cheese off so that way when I sliced the cheese they weren't as long. I'm using the cheese that I sliced off the bottom of the Gruyère and it worked really perfectly. I'm just slicing along the wedge shape of the cheese and I'm going to be using this to create a small zipper with the Gruyère. I started assembling the zipper with the Gruyère cheese. You really just have to play around with the different slices and see which one's thicknesses work best together. Once I was done assembling it, I placed it into the corner of the charcuterie board. These are the pieces of Gruyère that I sliced off of the longer piece of the Gruyère cheese. I'm just slicing them into triangles, and to do this, I'm just cutting them on a diagonal. I decided that they were still a little bit too big, so I stacked them all on top of each other, and I just made one slice, and I made them into a smaller triangle. Since the charcuterie board that I'm using is a little bit on the smaller side, they'll fit so much better on the board now. I just laid them on top of each other and then fanned them out and just tucked them right into the corner. The next cheese that I'm going in with is a Creamy Toscano cheese that's dusted with cinnamon. I'm going to be using the bottom half of the wedge again because I'm going to be creating smaller triangles so that way I can make them into a zipper. When you slice your triangles, try to keep them all the same thickness because it really helps when you're styling the zipper. Moving on to meats, I'm going in with salami. I layered 3 pieces of salami on top of each other, folded it in half, and started rolling it up so I could make a salami rose. To create the rose petals, I'm just taking a piece of salami and folding it in half and then wrapping it around the center of the salami rose. After every petal I put on the rose, I pinch the bottom and press it together just so I can keep it a little bit more snug. It helps it stick together and everything to adhere better. Here I am making a second salami rose using the same technique that I did with the first one. When rolling the center of the rose, make sure you keep it pretty tight so that way everything stays snug and doesn't fall apart. I stuck a toothpick through them just to keep them sturdy and to make sure they stayed secure. If you surround the salami rose with other items on the board, usually you can take the toothpicks out because they will be supported. I placed the salami roses right next to the Gruyère cheese because it pairs really nicely together and it looks beautiful as well. Next, I'm going in with some Applewood smoked salami, and I'm just folding them in half 2 times and then layering them on top of each other, and I'm making a little salami river. Now I'm going in with some prosciutto, and I'm going to be making prosciutto ribbons. These were really tricky to get off of the papers. You just have to be super careful when taking them off. I ripped so many of the prosciuttos before I actually got a good one. I'm just folding them in half and then folding them back and forth. I'm keeping my fingers at the base and I'm just pinching at the bottom, and it gives it that really beautiful ribbon effect on the top. It takes a little bit of practice to get the hang of it, but once you have it down, it's pretty easy. I layered the ribbons on top of one another and I placed them next to the Gruyère cheese. I found these fig and olive crisps at Trader Joe's and I thought they were perfect. I just layered them up and put them right next to the Applewood smoked salami and they looked super pretty there. I'm also adding these savory thin crackers to the board. I just layered them on top of each other and put them on the corner. Now I'm going in with some fruits, and to start off I'm going in with some blackberries. They're going right next to the Gruyère cheese. The contrast in color looks super pretty. I'm adding some blackberries right next to the fig and olive crisps and the prosciutto. Now I'm going in with some cotton candy grapes that I found at Trader Joe's, and I'm putting them right next to the Creamy Toscano cheese. I love adding dried fruits to my charcuterie boards. This time I'm going in with some dried apricots, and I'm just laying them out in different areas of the board. I added some raspberries right in front of the apricots, and I also went in with some blueberries. I found these Mini Brie bites at Trader Joe's and I thought they were perfect for this board. I'm just going to be cutting these. I cut it in half and then turned it in half again, and I continued cutting it like that until I had 8 little miniature pieces of brie. This brie was super sticky, so the knife was getting stuck a lot, so you just have to use your fingers to help pull the knife out. I gently pulled the slices apart so that way the slices could be visible, and then I went in with some blackberries and some blueberries right behind the brie. Found these triple ginger cookie thins at Trader Joe's, and guys, they are so delicious. I just layered them and then placed them on the board. Every charcuterie board needs a little bit of chocolate, so I went in with these dark chocolate orange sticks. I placed them right next to the cookie thins. This dark chocolate almond bark was by far one of the best things I found at Trader Joe's. It's so delicious. It has almond, sea salt, and pretzels in it. I just cut some slices up kind of into some sloppy triangles, and I just layered them up next to the apricots and the raspberries, and it looked super pretty there. I placed a ramekin on the charcuterie board because later on I'm going to be adding some fig jam to it. I'm starting to fill in all of the rest of the gaps and holes, so I'm going in with some blueberries around the ramekin and some more apricots and raspberries paired together. I decided to go in with some more cotton candy grapes, and I stuck them right in front of the ramekin, and then I added a blackberry right next to them. The contrast in color looked super pretty. I'm going around the board with some more blueberries, just filling in any little spaces that I think need to be a little bit more full. I added a few more blackberries right next to the salami rows all the way to the left of the board. And for the finishing touch, I'm going in with this fig butter that I found at Trader Joe's. It pairs so nicely with all of the fruits, cheeses, crackers, and everything else on the board. Here is the finished result of my Trader Joe's charcuterie board. I definitely found some new items at Trader Joe's that I'm definitely going to have to go back for because they were so delicious. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of this charcuterie board, and if you guys have any other ideas, tips, or tricks, feel free to comment down below and let me know. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that way you guys get notified when I post our next video, which is going to be a movie nights charcuterie board. And believe me, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be so delicious.